So I'm going to talk a little bit about certain colors, one being burnt sienna, which you can see here in a cave painting. It's one of the oldest pigments. And also another old pigment is lapis lazuli, which you can see in Michelangelo's Last Judgment in the background. And here we have what used to be lapis lazuli is now called ultramarine blue, which is this beautiful blue. So you see it here in pigment form. And here we have burnt sienna, again, which is one of the oldest pigments called an earth pigment. So I'm going to create what we call a grisaille painting, which is a monochromatic painting, just using burnt sienna. So right now I'm going to mix some burnt sienna and make some oil paint. So at first I make a little hole and I pour a little bit of cold pressed linseed oil in the pigment. And with a palette knife, I start carefully mixing slowly until I get pretty much a complete mixture. I could add a little bit more cold pressed linseed oil. So little by little until I have like a fine pigment. There's something very satisfying about actually making your own paint as opposed to buying it. I could control the consistency, etc. And it's also very meditative in a way. So here, after a little while, I start getting like a pretty smooth, nice and rich burnt sienna, which I could use for painting. And here I'm going to just do a small portrait. So I'm going to start off as usual with the shape of the head. And no detail. As I always say in videos, just leave details till the very end. And just putting in like the essentials right now. And again, this is going to be completely a monochromatic painting. We call it grisaille. But it's just going to be this one burnt sienna color. It's a great exercise if you ever want to try it. Just do a monochromatic painting. It teaches you about value, about shading. It limits you in terms of how you can show light sources. You can't use any other color. Most art schools do teach this sort of painting to train students to show them how to use value instead of color, because you really need to learn how to do that. And here I'm just putting in the essential shadows, like where the light's coming from. And this burnt sienna is very rich, very reddish in tone. And again, it is one of the oldest pigments in history. We know it exists from cave paintings. We know that they use burnt sienna. Their binder, of course, was not linseed oil. They probably used animal fat for a binder. Nevertheless, some pigments are very ancient. And here I could use my finger just to smooth out. It's not necessary to use your finger, but it's kind of nice to use, like just to blend. So there are other ancient pigments that we know of, a lot of the ochres, a lot of the earth colors, earth color meaning that it's from the earth, it's from stones or anything they could find, which they would make into a powder and then use a binder to actually make paint. So as I said, some of the ochres are very ancient. And again, lapis lazuli is old. It's not prehistoric, but it's a very old blue pigment. I'm adding a little white with the burnt sienna just to create a background. And I did mix it with burnt sienna, so it's still pretty much monochromatic. But you can use a little white to make highlights, change the tone of the painting if you wish. And you can see little by little it starts to come together. So now I'm getting a little darker with the burnt sienna. It's so rich and beautiful to use. And you could do an entire, very careful underpainting with just with burnt sienna and white. let it dry, and then you put color over it. But I'm completing this entire painting in burnt sienna and white. So you can see how rich this color really is. It's just beautiful. And again, you don't have to make your own paint, but it is very satisfactory to at least try it, see if you like it. Again, by making your own paint, you could control the consistency of the paint, how rich you want it, how opaque you want it, etc. And again, I'm just keeping it fairly simple. I'm still using the same brush, so I haven't changed brushes. And just getting a little darker with the hair. And little by little, I start deepening the values. As tempting as it is to use color, I am not using color. I'm keeping it monochromatic at this point. And this is a relatively small panel. So just a few more shadows, and then we'll start adding more detail. And keeping it just really loose. Bringing out anything I want to bring out, basically. As I said, it's a great practice. Even landscapes are very good to do in monochrome. And just adding some even darker areas. So little by little, you just heighten the contrast after a little while, and then you deepen the value and the tone to make shadows darker, hair darker, etc. But of course, you never want to rush into detail. And you can see it can still blend, which is quite beautiful. And I have not switched brushes. This is the same brush I started with. So with one brush, you could do so much on the painting. And just blending a little bit more. And almost ready to add the final details. This is the time you could go over shadows. If you want to blend a little bit more, you can blend a little bit more. Like the eye sockets, etc. And now I could take a relatively smaller brush and I could add the final details to it. Anything I want to pop out, basically. And again, I'm doing this pretty much alla prima, which is like wet on wet. So the paint is still wet. I can move it around. I'm not letting the painting dry, so I'm moving the paint as it's still wet on the panel. And I could adjust anything I want. It's almost like using clay, where you could kind of move the clay around and mold it. Here I'm molding paint to move in the direction I want it to move. And even beautiful little details like nostrils can be done while the paint is still wet. And I could even reinforce shadows underneath the chin. And then we have it, our finished grisaille painting. So thank you for watching Bassman Studio in this video. Remember, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments section. Stay tuned for new videos coming soon from Bassman Studio.